Alright chaps, welcome to another video. What we're doing today is we're going to have a look at the MR2, yeah? The ZZW30. Just want to show you something quickly. One of you lot commented on a video recently, Dan, why don't you use your trolley more? Well, look at that then, yeah? Look at, hang on, look at that then, yeah? I've cleaned the trolley up. We need to sort something out here, but yeah. Who says I don't read comments and take your advice on board? Yeah? Ooh, right. Anyway, so the last thing I did up here, we were working... Uh-oh, there's a dog up here today. A crazy dog. So we've got a crazy dog up here today. Paul's up working on his E46, look, that's why. You just chill out, mate, right? Crazy dog. So the last thing we were doing up here was doing the sounding on this, and I'm probably going to do some more of that today. I've got a new seat here for, which car do you reckon that's for? What do you reckon? It's one of those Recaros with the high sides and the neck support for when you're going side to side. That's for the Integra. Alright, it might be the third Recaro I've bought for the Integra since it's been off the road, but it's for the Integra. And I'm going to continue with some of that work today, but one thing that I want to do is look in this corner, right? And one of my goals for 2024, forget racing, forget whatever, forget rallying, my number one goal for 2024 is to not have 3 cars jacked up, 4 cars basically unusable, but 3 cars in the air jacked up. What's the point in that then, yeah? What a waste of time to have these lovely motor vehicles. I've got a plan for these two, but the unknown at the minute for me is the MR2. Do I want to continue circuit racing in it in the MR2 Championship? Do we need to revive and try and get our first win back in this car? Or do we say, right, the car's past the end of its life, and it has been for a while, for a competitive circuit racer, do we instead want to send it rallying? Do we want to let the car live out the end of its life on a rally stage? Maybe. I've got some concerns about that because if we did roll the car, I don't have a lot of head protection. My head actually pokes out of the what do you call it, the roll cage. But anyway, what do we want to do with it? Well, the car's been sat here since last year. We did one event in it last year at Oulton Park. We won the class, do you remember? And then obviously the time before we spent 2 years racing this car. It's my first race car, the first car that I ever competed in. What shall we do with it? Well, today we're going to decide and try and make a little plan. But first of all, we need to try and recommission it. So let's get started. Right, so of course, typically the car has become a shelf. This isn't too bad. A bit of BMW carpet. These are actually MR2 air filters. That's when I was looking for Jubilee clips and we're working on the E61. One day, maybe one day soon, we need to do a big spring clean on all these shelves. Right, some steering racks there. I don't know what they're from. Toyota and BMW, I think, but could be anything. BMW carpet. I don't know why I should have made the decision early on that wasn't going back in the car, and we should have just ripped it out and thrown it away, but that can sit up there for a few years, I guess. Oh, this is an interesting one. To me, to you, a car cover. My goal, my dream, would be to have all the cars on the floor, ready to rip, working, functional, clean, under car covers. Forget your championships. What a result that would be, right? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, the last time this car moved would have been April, I think it was, last year, Oulton Park. And it did good, it worked. I seem to recall having some issues with the brakes that were bodged. I think it's got some cheap rear pads in it. But one of the things that I stole for it, which we need to reconnect, is this. And the coilover. I took the coilover off because I'm going to remove the spring. The spring's already removed, look. So we need to find the spring and put the spring back on. That was all to help the champion one day when we were pissing about with his Skyline, with spring rates and stuff. What a good friend I am. I know. So we need to find the spring, and we need to get this damper back on. I think that's the only thing that's stopping it become rollable again. That'd be a nice easy fix for us today, I think. It'd be good to get it on the ramp, have a look underneath. Obviously, if we do want to rally it, these are probably going to be no good, but these are the championship spec coilovers, and there is a race for the MR2 championship at Cadwell Park this year, which I would quite like to do in this car, if we can. So we'll try and smarten up a bit first. Maybe get the roof fitted if we can. Remember, I bought a fiberglass roof for this last year, and it's just sat there since, making the integral look like a bit of a shooting brake kind of thing, yeah? Right, let's find the spring for this. Can't be far. Oh. Get pissed off. Hey, get your fucking... Hey. Get... Well, that doesn't happen often. I knew exactly where it was. So there's a lack of lighting around here. It'd be nice to have some more lights, but this area was never meant to be for working on cars. This was always meant to be just storage. That's bent for some reason. That's just a spacer, like a washer. That should not be threaded. It shouldn't be on the floor either. It's a little bit dark, but hopefully we won't be here for too long. So this top one there, that's a camber adjustment bolt. Spite on my rage. Hopefully someone left the bolts, the nuts up here, and they did. Did a lot of development on this car back in the day. If you've not seen my older videos and you're interested, development is a loose word, but we played about with it a lot. So the hub goes in there, and this is, looks kinda, what's the word for a triangle when two sides are the same but one side isn't? What's that name? What's the name of a triangle where two sides are the same length but one of them obviously isn't? Is it equilateral? Is that when they're all the same? Come on, year 9 maths. Or maybe, is it year 6 these days? Probably, yeah. Alright, it's probably going to be easier for us to do the bottom part first. Right in a cage. So we'll leave this kind of loose, but we'll get this in. Have it. The only 3/8 that I'm missing is a 40. Oh, actually, Daniel, if you check the drawer below. Good call, good call. Right. One more thing. Right, I'm going to try and very crudely set the camber now. How I'm going to do that is with my camber gauge, my cheap one. But the floor's not even, and we don't even know if the car is jacked up. Is it on the same kind of axle stands? Alright, it's on the same kind of axle stands at the same height, so we can get a bit of an idea if I just put that on that disc. So that's saying 4 degrees in the air where it is now. Okay, so if we do the same on this side, can you see that? Kind of like 2 degrees, so let's nip these pinch bolts up. 86.2, that's about where we want it. I'll take that. Ooh, that shouldn't be that tight. Have I cross-threaded it? What's going on? Get it on. Oh dear. I've been lazy and I've fucking sent it in sideways. Oh, I don't want to go in straight now. I'll show you how to fix this. Real easy. 2 cable ties. For redundancy. Could do with some torches, but you know what I'm doing, right? Now, is the drop link going to be kind to us? I forgot, it's real awkward drop links on these. They're behind where you think they should be. Right, this is how we tell if we're going to have a good time or not. Will this, the final piece, the drop link that we can't see, will it just nip up? Or are we going to have to get creative? These drop links are off a Civic Type R FN2. Oh, it's getting tight. Nice. Should we put some shit wheels on and try and do some donuts? No. Maybe. Right, the rear suspension's back on. Looks alright. What we need to do now is have a look at the interior, because I stole a battery from it at some point. There's no battery on it, but also there's no seat. The seat's just in there, it's not bolted on, so we need to bolt the seat back in. The seat I think I stole for the RS3 at Snetterton, so yeah, it kind of went to a good home briefly, although I think we ended up changing it pretty much immediately anyway, because it wasn't suitable for Aaron. He couldn't really see what he was doing, too low, but it's a nice enough seat. To be fair, it's probably not the seat that I'd want to keep in it, but because the mounts and all that set up, we'll just carry on using it. The battery, I've actually got a fresh deadweight battery, which is this guy, and this should really be for the DC2, but we're going to put it in here for now just to get the engine going. And this uses some hex. That might be a problem. Let's have a look though. Anyway, look, the inside, it's a bit of a mess. Oh, we've got a coolant leak as well. Oh, I remember, I had some petrol. I had a petrol spillage and it took all the paint off, and it must have collected around here as well, and it's took all the paint that was under the battery. Alright, let's clean this up first, I reckon. Otherwise, quite messy. We need some Allen keys, but we might have to swap the bolts out, because I don't think we'll be able to get where the battery was. There's a coolant leak there as well. Let's clean this up. Luckily I found some blue roll. Hey, how many washers do you need? I've clearly modified this in the past for some reason, and it's yeah, I think I maybe modified it for the old battery, and it's not perfect for this one. Let's just say that. Maybe the floor's bent or something. It's probably what all those washers were doing, helping. Alright, this is not going to be a permanent thing. Let's just get it connected so we can start it up and test the car. These washers, I don't know, old me must know what these are for, but I'm drawing blanks. Must be to space this up, but it's pretty jank. So the riv nut at the back is just spinning. It started threading and then started spinning. Okay. Right, we might have to go to plan B on the battery. Be right back. I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan B. I don't know who that guy's thinking of. So I don't want to absolutely ruin this just to put it in, because it's quite a nice thing. I mean, it's a battery at the end of the day, right? But it's a pretty battery. Aha! You'll do nicely. This is what I originally fitted. This is from a golf cart. This is a golf cart battery. And it's heavy, man, but it should work. Hope it's got charge. So we need a little screw. It's probably going to be M4 or M5. M5, I think. Welcome to the jungle. Oh, she's still got the voltage. It turns out I did actually have a plan B all along. This is the original battery that I fitted in the car a long time ago. Do some more foam, that's so heavy. So there's a few screws missing for this as well. Generally speaking, there's a few screws missing, but I mean, it'll do for what we need now. Oh, gear knob's missing as well. Oh, that's on the Rogue car. My gear knob. No. But anyway, we've got a battery now, so let's see if we can get a seat. Sound. We need to replace these harnesses, and we also need to improve the seat mounting points, because they're pretty garbage. It's cheap Chinese magnets, man. Why won't you just stick to something? Right, life is looking good for Mr. 2, other than its slightly rusty holy floor and the harnesses that aren't quite right, and the battery cage, which is very suspect, and the battery which has been on the shelf for, you know, at least 1 year, maybe 2, I don't know. Been on there a while, right? So anyway, I'm gonna lower the car down, get it off the axle stands at the back now, and I think that's about it. I want to take it out for a little drive, see if the brakes work. Obviously we need to see if the engine's going to start first. That'll be the main one. There's no reason why it shouldn't, other than the battery perhaps being a bit weak. The jet wash, Ed's just finished it off. Might have heard him swearing a little bit when he was trying to wash his Mercedes out there, and it seems like the jet wash has died, so she might not be getting a bath just yet, but we should try and at least do some laps of the farm, I reckon. Just do a bit of farm corner maybe, or just make sure it works right. That'll be a nice way to test out the car. But let's start by getting the rear back onto the ground, and then is there anything we need to do under here? No, looks all right. Oh no, they've these have kind of seized a little bit. That one's all right. There we go. Just a little bit stiff. There you go. Girl? Ah, cringe. Oh yeah, it's got some stories, this one. All right, let's get that rear on the ground and move this out of the way. Let's see if we can drive it, yeah? Sound good? Has it got engine oil in it? Wow. Oh yeah, changed the engine oil before the last time it went out. The engine oil's fresh. We'll just presume this is all good. Coolant level's low, but we'll not worry about that. I never knew it was a problem for these things to seize up. Why is that not closing? I think we should see if it starts. That'll be fun. Alright, let's see if we've got any power. Oh, the clock's moved. Oh, we've got ignition. Give it a good USDM wiggle. Has it got enough power in it to crank it though? Is there anything? No, let's just collect some of these tools and washers before they go all over the shop. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Will it start? Was there any doubt? It's almost a year since it was last started. Smells good. Smells nice. That won't help. The brakes are a little bit stuck. Hey. Oh. Oh yeah. Clutch. Yeah. Could you hear that? The clutch must have some shit on it. Obviously there's like a breather hole, so it must have maybe got rusty or something. Can hear it cleaning itself up. What's that you've got? Branded. Awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll come back for some. Okay. Thanks. Snacker jack. Alright, let's not do anything daft, because one, there's no one videoing me, and two, see if it actually works. I don't remember it feeling as small inside as what it does, but that's why I got the big wide seat, and that's why I've got the tiny steering wheel. And that's why the seat's so hard to get in, because it's so far back. But it seems to work. Well, it absolutely stinks of farm out here. Wow, that is some stinky stuff, man. Got some potatoes, what are they? Nah, they're massive for something else, I don't know. But yeah, I guess there was no real doubt that, you know, we just put power to it and it started working again, right? I did expect it to cough a little bit when it started, but it was like nothing had happened, really, wasn't it? Just fired straight up. And now it's idling, it's purring along. Yeah, I forgot how small it was inside. I've been driving these, I mean, the Mark 2 MR2 feels so much bigger inside compared to the Mark 3. God, it looks absolutely rotten, doesn't it? It's absolutely battered the car. Christ, I forgot just how there's not a lot of presentation going on, is there? I used to get some right looks in this, especially in that last round at Ulton Park. I remember getting some right looks off people. But yeah, works. What else can we do? It'd be nice to give it a wash, but the jet wash says no. I guess I could throw a bucket over it. Should we throw a bucket over it? Meh. May as well, I guess. What do you think? Should we throw a bucket over it? What do you think? Should we throw a bucket over it? No? Yeah, that'll do. Alright, let's see if it can still... Let's do a safety first, just in case, you know. I threw that bucket of water on the car for a bit of fun because I couldn't be over washing it. Look at all the water inside. Weak. Yeah, still works. I think it's fair to say she's still got something in her. Don't know why she's trying to roll backwards though. Watch that X5. Yeah, loves the limiter as well, doesn't she? Well, I think that about wraps it up. I do need to wash it, yeah. Do need to wash it, but we'll get back to that. So, I was expecting a few more problems, to be honest. I couldn't remember exactly what kind of state I'd left it in, but clearly not that bad of a state. LSD is still definitely working, so that's nice. Yeah, we do love a diff. That's one thing that always let the Mark II MR2 down that I was driving last year. It's in the championship regulations that they're not allowed LSDs, whereas all of the UK roadsters, they came with LSDs, so yes, you can definitely still boogie. And the mechanicals feel fine. Obviously I've, you know, not really done a grand test, but we know last time she was out. Why do I keep saying she? Where's that come from? I've never done that before. A bit cringe, man. Anyway, but we do know the car, last time it was out, we do know it worked all right enough to win a class. I can't remember having any real issues with anything, and yeah, I don't know what to do with it now. I think I don't want to start converting it for rally until I do another round in it in the MR2 championship. And before we do that, we probably want to what do we probably want to do? Well, not a lot really. Maybe we just take it and send it and see. Yeah, but yeah, that's the MR2 back in action. So thanks for watching. I can park it up now. We'll move on to the next one, which will be the black E46. I missed out on some parts for that last week, and I'm going to try and find an OEM diff for it and some other bits, and we need to get that thrown back together, but that won't be a lot of effort either. That's literally just a diff and some drive shafts. But yeah, MR2 back together. Lovely stuff. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the future.